Curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.
I got the arm wave from a man called T-Dog. That means it's time to begin, Mr. Curiosity. Although
I'm just the fill-in person here this morning.
you're not fill-in, you're going to become the main man.
I don't know about that yet.
It's a man called
He's not going to
T-Dog.
want to wake up early with us.
Yeah, I'm more of the night crew kind of guy.
Brown Bag Monday version of Mr. C. We got Jon Meyer here. We have Mindy. We have T-Dog, whose real name is Dan Kosloski, although no one knows your real name.
Not here, anyway.
Just T-Dog.
I'm
And
just known
Elizabeth-
as T-Dog here in this building.
Elizabeth will be here shortly. We have to tell the story of T-Dog. Did you ever tell it to like the public?
I don't know. I mean, Kurt had me on so many times in the backyard. Who knows?
All right. Well, I think it's beautiful. So, and Mindy has to give me input, and so do you, John.
Okay.
So I grew up in Lackawanna County. Right in Dixon City is where everything was. All the restaurants, Burger King, Sugarman's, outlet stores, malls. And there was this new place in the 80s. Before you were born,
Early
T-Dog.
80s, I believe it opened.
Before you were born.
yes.
And it
Before I
was
was born.
called Top Dog. And there was a smiling hot dog. I think he was like an American flag hot dog.
He had a tuxedo on, I believe.
Did he have a
He had a tuxedo and a cane and a monocle on his eye.
And you would go to this place and play video games and eat cheap hot dogs and hamburgers. Do you know the price of this thing?
It started at 39 cents.
39 cents. Their big sign
Wow.
said 39-cent hamburgers and hot dogs. I remember when I first started dating my wife. So now we're talking 86-ish.
I hope he didn't take her.
I
on that
took
first
her
date.
to get a cheap I was a poor college kid. Let's go get some burgers for 39 cents. So that place was called Top Dog. It's legendary. Now I want to know, were there Top Dogs where you guys grew up?
No.
There was only two.
Oh,
There
so
was-
I was wondering if it was a franchise.
Nope. There was one in Wilkes-barre and there's one in Dixon City.
And here's the moral of the story. That was his dad and
Yep.
mom, correct?
So
Well, my
that's where
dad-
T-Dog comes
That's where
Yep.
t-
My dad managed them for years, and in the last 6 years or so, he bought them out.
Yeah, but so
So he owned
did
them
he
for the
buy
last-
into a franchise?
No, they were the only two.
So they existed, and then your dad said, I'm going to buy these places.
Yep. Well, he managed them for 15 years. for
And
the
when
owner.
were you were born? What year?
1990.
So this is this is done by then?
No, it closed in 2001. So I was
Oh
11
my
years
God,
old
I
when it
didn't know.
closed.
Did the prices go from 39
Yeah,
to
they raised. They went up to 49 cents, and then they just raised from there.
what was the price of like a McDonald's cheeseburger at the time? Do you know?
I have no idea.
I think 69, maybe 79.
Couldn't tell you.
So that's Top
I've
Dog.
worked with T-Dog for years.
And you never knew that?
You didn't know the
I
story?
did not know the story.
See, I knew the story, but I heard it late at night after a telethon
Oh,
when we were
okay.
all hanging out late at night. I remember.
But see, even you guys hearing the story, you can't really appreciate it. This place was iconic. Everyone would go to Top Dog. You play video games and you eat cheap hot dogs and hamburgers.
We missed out, Mindy.
we did. We need a resurgence.
Yeah.
Get on that.
All right, so T-Dog, because you are here as a guest, and who knows, maybe a semi-permanent feature, you have to
Okay,
pick.
You keep saying that, Joe. You keep pushing that.
And you have a great voice.
Oh boy.
You have to pick the first question. Brown bag. These are sent from you.
I may
our-
pick it and give it right to you, the host.
No, you have
Oh no.
you have to read these things. So there's two
Right
types
to
of
the host.
questions. There's there's balled up questions, and there's strips in there.
Okay.
Don't ignore the
Now
strips.
wait a minute here. What's the difference?
Why the difference?
Yeah. That first question in my mind.
T-Dog, don't ask these.
No, some questions come.
There's nothing technical.
No,
about
because
this.
some questions come from Facebook,
Oh yeah.
and I have to print out like a whole page, and then I have to cut the questions out. The ones that are emailed are just a blank sheet that are emailed on one piece of paper.
So you just don't want to cut them, is what it comes down to.
I don't want to take the time to cut these. You want me to cut them all in the strips?
No.
I will.
No.
All right. When is Joe going to retire? I hope not for a long time.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on Tom Williams working as morning anchor on the other TV station? They do have in parentheses, no offense here, but I got to be honest, boring station.
Well,
The
we're
other
off to
boring
quite a start.
station.
Quite a start.
Quite a start. We're diving
We're
right in.
opening up that can of worms.
How do we even get into the whole Tom Williams thing? Because it's a tender subject, but it's not.
Yeah, he wants to do news, and he's doing news.
Yeah, but you want to tell the whole story quick? Who can best do that? He was here 30 years, loved news, passionate about news.
Yeah.
An opportunity came up for a political career. He thought, what the heck? This 30-year career that I love, I'm ready for something different. So he tried for that political office, as we all know, state rep, and it didn't work out. He lost. He then tried other political jobs for the last year or so. That was interesting, but he said politics was not what he had thought. He thought it was a little too weedy, a little too messy, and he wanted to get back in news. Now, we can't hire him here back at WNEP because his position was filled. Next thing you know, the other station starts knocking on his door. He takes the job, and here we are.
You're really good at explaining this.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
it sounds good to me.
But the point is, a lot of people think it was like this strategy all along. I'm going to go work for the other guys. I'm going to show. No.
It just happened.
One
And we
thing
know
led
of
to
Tom.
another.
Tom's such a news guy. He is.
Tom's
Yeah.
a news guy, and he
Yeah.
wanted to get back in, and we just didn't have an opening here because it was replaced. It's like if a surgeon leaves a hospital, CMC, goes to a competitor, so what, right?
It's just a bigger deal, I guess, when it's a face that the public knows.
I guess. Teachers can work at different schools. Surgeons can work at different hospitals. And anchors can work at different TV stations. We
And
love the guy.
obviously, we're all still friends.
Yep.
Right. We still text all the time. So,
I even meet
It's
up
all
with Tom,
good.
Mindy, so take that.
well, thanks for inviting me.
Ooh, now it gets good.
Last year, we hung out for the cover rock band. You didn't go.
Oh, that's
Remember that?
right.
Lake
That's right.
Harmony?
Well, I hung out with him on my birthday and you didn't go. So there you
That
go.
does hurt my feelings. All
I
right,
think
T-
we've got to hold him though to that first part of the question too, don't we?
What was
Which
that?
what?
When's Joe going to retire?
Oh, when's Joe
Oh.
gonna
that was
retire?
the first half.
I tell you what, I still love coming in every day to work. I don't like waking up at 3:20. I don't like not having the opportunity to just say, oh, I'm going to go to Denver and hang out with my son for 2 weeks. Oh, I'm going to go visit my daughter in Boston. I would love to have the opportunity to just do that. Who wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
You get 3-4 weeks vacation. Every day that you have off is a big deal. It would be nice to be loose, right? That would be the benefit.
But you
of
would be so bored.
But I have no desire to retire. I mean, I'm 57 is that old? I don't know.
No, that's young.
Most people work at least until the early mid 60s.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I've got 5-10 years to go here, right?
At least 10.
Plus, I'm new here. We're just starting the fun.
Yeah.
With the three of
Johnny
us
doesn't
and
want me to
Elizabeth, so
retire.
you're not retiring.
This gray hair makes me look older than I am. Okay.
No, just distinguished.
I'm not ready to
That's
retire.
what
All
it
right.
is.
Yeah.
Who's up next for the bag?
Mindy.
All righty.
Dun,
I'm
dun.
digging.
Are you going for a strip or a ball?
I'm going for a ball.
Why is everyone going for the balls?
They're
Go for
easier to grab.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, shoot.
Mindy
I
ripped
did
it.
this last time too. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see.
All right, Elizabeth,
Here
just
comes
showed
the
up.
great
She's
Mindy
just in
Worthington.
time.
She's a busy person.
Yeah,
She's
she was
just finishing
doing-
up an interview for a news story.
Yes, about AI.
Oh, that's going to be
Ooh.
interesting.
Yeah,
We're all
scary.
All right, Elizabeth, Mindy's just about to ask us.
Okay.
Okay, this is
You
from
missed the Tom Williams question.
Dan in
darn.
Manuka. The weather map shows 6 Great Lakes, yet we only recognize 5. Why, Joe? Why?
Why?
What weather map shows six?
I don't know.
Well, let me think about this. So you have Huron, Michigan, Superior, Erie,
Erie.
Ontario.
Yeah, there's 5.
So where's the night? Where
Is he thinking that
Winnipeg?
the bay way up there in Canada?
James Bay? I
that it
wonder if
looks
he's
like-
thinking James
Oh.
Bay is a.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right.
I was going to ask Millennial, you from me teaching at Marywood for all these years, 20 somethings do not know geography. Do you fall into that?
100%.
So would you wouldn't be able to identify and name the 5?
no,
Great
I
Lakes?
could have done that.
Okay, that you could have
Yeah.
done.
But general geography, I can't get anywhere without my phone. Nowhere.
I have brilliant students at Marywood, and if you ask them where Nebraska is, they have no clue. It's amazing.
Well,
I don't
that's
know.
also an East Coast thing.
Oh,
People
is it?
don't know
That's
anything
true.
west of
Very
the
true.
Mississippi.
Get out.
It's very true because I said things before and people look at me strangely. And I'm like, no, this.
So you think it's
Iowa's
just the
here.
West?
Yeah, East Coast people do not know the western part of the
I think you're
US.
right. I also,
I think she's right.
yeah.
Because
I
I, had to
also-
look at a map when we first were anchoring together. I was like, I hate to say this, but I have to look at a map and see exactly where Iowa fits in.
It's
Get out.
right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yes.
My first job out of college is when I really started realizing how bad I was at geography and how little I knew of the rest of the country. So I would train myself I was the morning show anchor, and on commercial breaks, I printed out maps of the United States and I would try to fill in all the states. And I got it down to a pretty good, I haven't done it in years now, so I don't know if I'd still be okay to do it.
Plus, it's amazing we bring up the Great Lakes. How few people in northeastern Pennsylvania have seen a Great Lake.
Oh, you think
Whereas
so?
where
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
grew up, in northwestern
Oh.
Pennsylvania, Lake Erie was a part of life, and a lot of people went on vacations to Lake Erie or long weekends or things like that, or
Go to the
went
beach?
to Niagara Falls. Going
Yeah.
to the beach for a lot of people meant
Going to
going to
yeah.
Presque
Yeah.
Isle at Lake Erie. So,
Interesting.
but here, a lot of people wouldn't think of going that way on a trip.
Right.
They're going to go to the Jersey Shore or Maryland or Delaware or the Outer Banks.
Gotcha. Now, T-Dog, did you know the Great Lakes? Be honest.
I wouldn't be able to name all of them. I don't think.
No.
Definitely know where they would be though.
We respect
pick
your
them up
honesty.
and then-
What about Elizabeth? Did you ever hear of Top Dog? You have any idea what Top Dog is all about? We won't get back into that.
Well,
All
No.
right.
she's not from the area.
She's not
She's not.
from the area. All right. It was a great restaurant with 39-cent hamburgers.
Ooh.
Owned by T-Dog's family. That's why he's called
Oh.
That's why it's
T-Dog.
called T-Dog. Top Dog.
I think I've heard that story before.
Did they have a jingle?
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Top dog, top diggity dog, top diggity dog, top dog.
That's great.
Nice.
Simple.
Catchy.
39
yet
cent
short
hot
and
dogs
sweet.
and burgers too. Top grain quality just for you.
I didn't know there was a second verse.
Yeah.
That is great.
That's awesome.
All right, I guess it's my turn.
Your
Yes.
turn, Big
Sorry,
Daddy.
buddy, I'm
No, you're
almost out
fine.
with you in the face.
See, Elizabeth, will you do me a
All
favor?
right.
Go for the strips. Everyone's
Okay,
going
I'll
for
go
the
for the
balls.
strips.
Everyone's
Yeah.
going for the balled up
You're a
question.
great team together and something to look forward to each weekday morning. Wondering if any of you speak to Tom, and if so,
Oh,
if
wow,
he
a lot
misses
of
it
Tom
over there,
questions
and if
today.
maybe he doesn't really care for all the levity. Curious.
Ooh.
Well, there is that rumor out there that I'm a newsman. I don't like this silliness. I'm going to go to another
Okay.
station. And
Didn't he do it for 20 some years?
Right. That's total
Yeah,
fabrication.
I've
He
heard
lo-
people say that he wanted to escape the craziness.
And
of
that's
WNEP.
totally ridiculous.
Not-
You can
not
see,
true.
yeah, he's a fun-loving guy, loves the silliness more than anybody probably.
Yeah.
And
it
he
has
did
nothing
great
to-
voices. Like, I don't know if
Yes,
people
he
realize
was-
that he could do these voices so well. He can do
He-
SpongeBob.
He
So-
was
I
in
think
all
people
my
think that
bits.
because he was so good at playing the straight man off of
Yes.
Joe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that was part of the comedy.
That was part of the
Yes.
bit.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we explained the whole Tom Williams thing. You missed
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I'm
so
sad I missed
we
that.
can move on.
So it's your
We already
turn to
got
pick.
that question.
Okay.
Are you going strip?
Well, I can't see.
Well, the bag
You just
can't
go
move.
get those
T-Dog,
strips.
T-Dog will not.
Sorry, I went for a ball.
Whoa,
I'm
what
gonna-
did I do now?
I said you set up the bag. You will not let it move.
Okay, so we had this question during our last Brown Bag Monday, but
It
it got
backfired?
canceled because
We're
or
ready.
not canceled. It got deleted by
Oh,
accident.
That's right. That was
'Cause
where we
we-
had our technical.
So we can
glitch.
rehab this
Yeah, let's
conversation if
do
you
it.
want. Okay. You'll like this because it's about you.
Oh.
What is Jon
Oh.
Meyer's favorite part about being with the morning crew? And what is his least? Also, what do Joe and Mindy feel Jon added to the morning crew?
Oh yeah, we had this whole conversation, but
Yes.
no one got to hear it.
Yeah, we just talked about it.
Favorite part of the morning show is just all the fun and the positivity. I just love that we get to do the news and people get informed, but people get to start their day with a laugh, with a smile, and I think they leave not feeling like the world's ending that sometimes you can get from watching a newscast.
Yeah.
And I think people really get a fun start to their day. The 2.5 hours that we are on the air fly.
They fly by. It's amazing.
And it's
Mhm.
amazing because you think that's a long time at that hour in the morning, but it just flies by. I think we all have fun together. We work well together. So it's just a great atmosphere. What I don't like is obviously the alarm.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Wait, don't say the alarm
That-
because you
that-
have four
oh,
of
multiple
them.
alarms.
I slept through an alarm one time. So yeah, I have 4 alarms to get up at 2 a.m. Joe has described it best. It is a few minutes of torture, and it is torture.
So out of all you guys, is that the most alarms? 4?
I have 2.
I have 3.
I have
Okay.
2 on my phone, 2 on my Amazon Alexa, and 2 on my digital alarm clocks. That's technically
Six.
6.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you have 6
Yeah.
I
wins.
think I win.
But the alarm is tough. It's
Yeah.
tough getting up at that hour. But I'm done with work. We're done with work late morning. And so
Mhm.
we have the whole day, the whole afternoon to do things.
Mhm.
And I can't imagine my life before this because of all I'm able to get done during the day.
Right?
Go for hikes, projects around the house. Summer's about to start, and the kids and I are going to have a blast all summer long. And that's all thanks to working a shift like this. So it's worth it for that early alarm. And yeah, we get hit with some waves of tired, but it's all worth it.
Totally.
And I've been doing this for 23 years, this shift, and I forget what a normal life is like. I couldn't imagine waking up at say 7, 8, going to your job at 9, ending at 5, coming home, eating, and then what?
And then it's over. The
It's
day's
over.
done.
There's like no life
Yeah,
at all.
my shift before,
No offense to
got
the
up
9 to 5ers. I don't know how you do it.
I got up with the kids at 6:30, was getting them, that got them ready for school and all that kind of stuff. I got to work at 9:30, worked till 6:30, got home around 7, we'd eat dinner, play with the kids for a half hour,
And then
put them
that's
to
it.
bed, watch TV for an hour, and go to bed.
So your
Mhm.
whole
I never
life-
accomplished anything. I'd have to think, oh, can I mow the lawn when I get home tonight and try to
Yeah.
squeeze that in?
Yeah.
Now I get home, it's like, oh, I'm going to mow the lawn. I'm going to take a
Yes,
nap.
yeah.
I'm going to take a hike. I'm going to
Yeah.
go. play with
Sometimes
the
I
kids at the
struggle to
playground.
fill the hours.
Yes.
And
which
you
is
do
a good
the
thing.
math, and it's like, wait, do I have that much extra time?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so much extra time.
really
all
is.
because of
Because
that.
you wake
torture.
up and immediately go to work.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not milling about in the morning and struggling to get up and maybe going to the gym. Now you get up, you go to work, you get it done, then you have
And then you have
all
the
day.
day.
All the
It's
day.
amazing. It's the whole world should shift to a 4 a.m. to maybe 1 o'clock work.
But on Saturday nights, around 9 o'clock, when I'm out with my friends,
Yeah,
so
I know,
it's-
you're
and my eyes are
It's tired.
closing. Then I'm thinking, how am I doing this every week?
Yeah,
you-
that wave of tired could be
You can
pretty-
hit a wall that's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So what was the other part of the question?
What do we feel Jon has brought to the Morning Crew? And I remember we answered this all the same last time. His positivity is contagious.
Oh, we said that really?
You
Can't
did?
imagine
Is
saying
that
that.
why it got deleted?
What about, yeah, what about his toxic nice guy stuff? I mean, is that
Toxic
Yeah, it's almost too much,
it's
right?
almost too much.
Well, the night side isn't the same since you left.
Oh,
It is
thanks,
indeed not.
T-Dog.
You're not kidding.
It's not the same.
You're so
Why?
sweet.
He is a nice guy. I mean, it is contagious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's
it's
true. When
almost
you're around
overwhelmingly
positivity,
nice.
it helps you become more positive, I think.
Very friendly face to see at 3 o'clock in the
yeah.
morning.
And he always says good morning, no matter
Yeah.
no matter
Yes.
how grumpy you may feel or inside.
You both
Yeah,
do
you
that.
do.
I'll say that. Whenever I come in, you both give the best good mornings ever.
And I don't
That's
necessarily need that, John, just so you know.
I know you don't. It's so funny. I'll say good morning, Joe, and then he just laughs.
Because I'm thinking, why is he saying that? Is he mocking me?
No,
Is
no,
it sarcastic?
He's being nice.
Genuinely wishing you a good morning.
So, and then the other nice thing too about having Jon fill in, or not fill in, but step into this role, is that it was just so seamless.
Mhm.
Like when
Yeah, it was.
when we knew there was an opening, I thought immediately, I'm like, oh, Jon Meyer, and then I had to convince you.
It almost seemed too obvious because you
Yes.
do.
It was.
It fits so
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah, it just worked out.
It's funny, and I really appreciate your kind words, and obviously, but it's funny how now that I'm in it, I just feel like this fits my personality so much better than being an evening news anchor.
Yeah.
I love that role too.
Right, but you're a fun
I
loving
am
guy.
a newsman, and I love the news, and I have a passion for journalism, but I also like to have fun and laugh and share the personality, and this is the perfect place for that.
I know, we sense that too. Because we can't just expect, Mindy, everyone to be like that.
I know.
If we
I know.
had another anchor from, I'm not going to name names, but it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Because maybe they'd be like, I'm above that.
It
You
is
know?
funny.
And
when
we're above nothing.
I am at least, yes, not above anything.
Mindy said about how she tried to convince me to take the job, and it was pretty quickly after
Yes, it
was.
the news that Tom was leaving came out, and she told me how great the shift is, all that stuff we talked about with
So
the
great.
the
With
fun
kids.
shift, and with
Yeah,
kids,
yeah.
how great it was. And then the next day she came over and she's like, "So I've been thinking about it, and I feel like I may have oversold it a little bit. I want you to know there are some drawbacks
Oh, that's
too."
I
funny.
felt so guilty. I even
That's
asked my kids, I said, I told Jon how great it was, how you, and my daughter looked at me, she said, Mom, you're tired a lot. And I'm like, okay. So there are drawbacks, and I have to be honest.
Oh.
So now there's a joke that I have with Mindy is that I have on my shoulder like that old Flintstone image of the angel and the
Yeah,
devil.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have good Mindy and bad Mindy that are always playing in my head where it's like 7 p.m. I'm having beers with the neighbor.
Stay
I
up
know
another
I need to go to bed.
hour.
Bad Mindy's like, just do it. You have flexibility. Take a nap tomorrow. And good Mindy's like, you're going to be really tired.
Yeah.
You better go to bed. It's a constant struggle.
It is a constant. And even though I don't necessarily I do have good Mindy and bad Mindy too.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
Because it is a struggle. You're
Yeah.
you're at that point in the evening when it's time for bed, and
This
especially
time of
this
year.
time of year when
So
it's
nice
still
out.
light
Nice
and
out.
it's
The
beautiful,
best time of day.
it's tempting to stay up longer. But one thing Mindy pointed out when she convinced me to take the shift is that we have the flexibility. If you do stay up a little bit later, you can take a nap the next day.
That's true.
And you don't have to
do
miss the
control.
thing you wanted to do.
Yeah.
It could be an important child event.
Oh,
It
the
could
amount
be-
of things I've attended with the kids that I was going to miss. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
and you pay the price by no sleep, and then you make it up.
You
Yeah.
make it
So it's
for it.
perfect. There's so many options.
Yes.
So did we answer the whole question?
I think we
Yes.
did.
I think we did.
Okay.
Well, the only problem was the recorder stopped. So you guys want to do that one more time?
No.
There's
Ah,
a delete.
we have to do it three. We have to do
We're
it
trying to
3 times.
sabotage him.
No more
Oh, I'll
compliments.
just go over here.
That's one of the restrictions of Brown Bag Monday, you guys.
Oh,
No
yeah,
compliments.
No compliments.
No compliments.
Oh,
No.
Shoot,
We just
forgot.
did a lot
Yeah.
of compliments.
What we
Teed up
in the
better.
All right,
future.
let's drag him down a
In
little
the
bit.
future, no compliments.
tall.
No
He's
bird
too
questions.
nice.
Yeah.
are you next?
T-Dog's
Oh,
next.
T-Dog's
T-Dog.
No, you didn't go at
Oh
all
yeah,
yet.
Joe, you didn't pick anything.
Oh,
yet.
I'm going for a strip.
Yeah, come on.
I'm going for a
Dan
strip.
said he was going to submit a question.
Really? Oh, Dan, your boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I got a strip. I got a strip. All right. So, who is the biggest jerk at WNEP?
Oh,
We can't say
We
that.
can't.
Wait,
Who would, there are no jerks at
No.
WNEP.
As Mindy says, everybody's nice.
yes, that's the response to that question. Everybody is nice.
Pick a new one.
do
So
we
we
want to pass around
can't-
the bell? No, that means you
Well-
can't answer. You're uncomfortable. All right.
But
Or you
can't we just give a little
Well,
hint?
Could
No,
you
I'm
give
not
a-
answering that. Joe Schneider's a real jerk in the morning,
There you go.
making me get up early for this.
Yeah, there's
And-
jerks everywhere.
And let's be
Yeah.
real, compared to the rest of this business, there are some big egos in television news.
Oh,
Yeah,
And I think we've all worked with some of them. Those people aren't here.
no,
Yeah,
that's true.
Everyone here is over.
Yeah, the funny part is
So down to
the
earth.
funny part is honestly, no one really sticks out. Like
No.
I can't wait to.
It's not like we
it's
all looked at each other like, oh, we
Yeah,
all know who we want to
yeah.
say.
There's not a name that's like, oh, that person.
right.
Because people ask me all the time, is everyone really like they are on TV?
Yeah, do they all actually get along?
You
And the
all
answer is
get-
yes.
and The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Well, we have our moments.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. So who's next?
I would say
Mindy.
probably in this room, I'm the biggest jerk.
I don't know if you're
Yeah,
a jerk
you're not.
necessarily. You're
You-
just somewhat difficult sometimes. But we love you. All right, I'm picking up strip just for you.
All right.
All right. Why do we still have to deal with daylight savings time?
Oh, Joe, you touched on this week.
I love
Big,
this
Big
question.
political
But
question.
every year you hear about the legislation to
Yeah,
stop it.
every year.
Yep.
And which way do you go? The beauty of now, if you're listening to this in June, is if we didn't mess around with the clock, the sun comes up at 4:30. It would be a 4:30 sunrise and a 7:30 sunset. I think that's perfect.
We think that's perfect.
I
but
don't know, not just because of the shift.
You don't think?
Even I'm a summer guy. You guys know that. I love to go to concerts and bike rides and everything, but very rarely am I outside at 8:30, 9 o'clock saying, I wish it were brighter longer. I'm done with the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but
why not
in
take it
my
away?
previous life a year ago, I would say I definitely wanted to be light later because
Are
I
you really?
loved that time of day.
But it's still bright out at 9 o'clock.
I know I loved it.
But I do hate
love
the
that.
sunrises after 7 o'clock do really
They
make
do.
me
but,
sad.
Those are
But,
hard,
but Mindy and I every morning at now 4:42 we're showing
Mm-hmm.
a camera that's showing it getting light.
Yeah,
If that was 3:42 that it's getting light in the morning, I think a lot of people that like to sleep a little later would
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
giving up all that.
T-Dog
daylight.
So,
Okay.
as a night side person,
Okay,
how
here
hard
we go.
is it to fall asleep in the day?
Yeah.
It's
When
very
it's
difficult.
daylight.
Very
It's
difficult.
It's very difficult.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
December is so much easier.
Yeah,
to
but do you
sleep.
guys do all the necessary things, honestly? Do you have the
Nope.
blackout shades?
I
and
don't,
everything?
and
I
I should.
don't.
I do.
Yeah, it's so much easier. Just do it.
I know.
You
But
get
even
them on
though-
Amazon, blackout shades.
But
I
And
know.
mentally, people are having fun while you're
Yeah.
trying to
Is
go to
that- that's
sleep.
the hard thing is
Yeah.
because when I got like last night, I was outside with the kids playing in full sunlight, and then you go in to go to bed, and your body just knows you were just in the
Yeah,
sun.
yeah. That's tough.
So it is tough this time of year.
Yeah.
But the other daylight savings thing is that so if we how would it work then in December
So, what do you mean if we didn't?
if we
Let's say we kept them as they are.
the way it's being proposed, the legislation
Yeah, you're right. The key
would keep
daylight saving time, which
So
means
in
now the sun is coming up at 8:30 in the
8:30
winter,
December.
Oh,
but it's bright out until 5:36
but in
instead
the
of
winter,
4:30.
why do you want it to be bright out later?
Yeah, but-
it's cold. You want to be inside anyway. All cozy.
I have to admit, what we do back and forth does work.
It does work.
It does work.
Well, and when they did it in the 70s, when the energy crisis was, they did it.
Uproar. Yeah.
And when December came and it was dark and 8 something, people flipped out.
Yeah.
And hated it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Waiting at the bus stop in the dark and all that kind of stuff.
Did not last
And
long.
I think we'd have the same reaction. It sounds good when you turn the clocks back.
Yeah.
This
Well, let's
time,
just
I'm
keep
losing
it.
an hour of sleep.
But is
This
it just for the kids then? Because what are the other?
But I think
negatives?
adults would go nuts too.
You think?
Getting your day started and it always be in the dark that time of year.
It's
We're used to it.
depressing.
But what if you're driving home at 5 o'clock and it's dark? That's depressing.
No,
Now
it's
it
not
would
because
be-
your
it
your
would be
mindset is
bright
like
out.
it's time to go home and get settled for the night.
I see
I
why
don't
it's a
know.
debate, but I
Yeah.
think it just works the way it is.
So you don't think anything's going to come of this?
I don't.
Nope.
Next question.
I don't mind flipping. I really don't. It kind of it's
Yeah.
it's exciting.
It's a signal of the next time of the year.
It's a surprise to see it.
Yeah.
It is hard though for children and pets.
Yeah.
Because they have a routine that's so strict.
They do. John, not going for the
Oh
strips.
my gosh, this is a recurring theme.
Is it
Is it
another
about Tom?
Are
T-dubs?
you not allowed to mention Tom Williams, former morning show member?
But no, but that's
Tom,
a good
Tom,
question.
Tom,
We're-
Tom, Tom,
we're
Tom.
mentioning him now, but we
Yeah.
can't mention him during our newscast for obvious reasons.
For obvious
Yeah.
reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
That's
would be
obvious.
weird.
And we couldn't mention him when he was
Running for office.
Right.
But that applies to everybody. You
Yeah.
because
can't-
we weren't going to give him any preferential treatment.
Right.
Yeah.
And not mention his opponents and everything back then.
Yeah, very good.
But there's just a reality to all this that Tom's our friend and everything. But
Yeah.
it,
We
You
can't
can't
mention
just
him in
ignore
TV
the
station.
past. He was
Yes.
part of the.
yeah, we can't
morning
mention
team
him
for
on
so
the
many
air
years.
now. Yeah,
No.
But yeah, if we
because
mentioned him on the air now, that would be just bizarre.
it'd be bizarre.
Yeah.
People are like, who's that guy? If they don't know him, then they'll Google him. Oh, and let's watch and see.
Now,
Yeah.
I would
You
feel
can't-
more comfortable mentioning like Ryan on the air because he's not doing
And
anything
he's
in
not
news.
doing
TV
Like,
station.
I think I have mentioned him in the past.
Right.
Because that he's not doing anything on TV. And I mean, he still gives me story ideas all the time.
Yeah.
That's great.
We're still a circle of friends,
Yeah.
even though some people may not work here anymore.
Right,
But
exactly.
yeah.
And it brings up a point that's not addressed here. I'm getting a lot of comments on the streets. Why are so many people leaving WNEP? If you go back over all the decades, there's always people leaving.
Well,
Yeah.
also it's because of like COVID just changed the way people think
Changed
about
the
their
world, yeah.
careers.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Sarah, for example, who I replaced, she wanted to be at home with her kids more because she
Yes.
got a little taste of it.
That's
She's
what I
like,
mean.
this is really nice. Like Julie wanted to do something different.
Julie wanted to do
Mike
something,
Erat
she
wanted
loved
to
it.
retire. Like
Yeah,
people just
Pete
realized
Coles
what
wanted
was
to retire.
important
Tom
to them.
Williams ran for office.
Yeah, there's
Carmelo
yeah.
Mataloni got a new job.
People
Yeah.
just kind of realized what was working for them, what wasn't. They liked being home with their pets and their dogs. They realized
Yeah,
that
a lot
they
of
were
that.
burned out from the news. Like it was a really, really hard, tough 2 years, and people just reorganized their priorities. It had no. It was also just a
Yeah, a lot of
giant coincidence.
coincidences,
Yeah,
Right.
And
And
it happened in every field.
yeah,
Yeah.
every
It's
field.
just that our field, everyone knows the
It's
people
so
involved.
public
It's
and-
so public. But just think of if anyone listening to this, you know someone that changed their career after COVID. Because
Right.
everyone does.
Yeah.
There was a
Same
big
thing here.
And
reshuffle.
every
Right.
industry is short staffed because everyone is doing the same thing. But because, like you said, yeah, it just looks weird when every month basically someone else is dropping like flies.
But
but
it was a
it's-
coincidence
it-
for the
yeah.
most
It's a
part.
coincidence.
And there's
Yeah.
no big conspiracy going on.
Nope.
No one's getting kicked out.
People
And
want to
even the
find
way-
ways.
Yeah,
They wanna
Uh-huh.
find one?
Even the way we do things changed since COVID.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Dramatic.
Look at all the Zoom call interviews we have now. We never had that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That was
Exactly.
I just did
something
one.
Yeah.
we wouldn't have done before.
Right.
Right.
We would have considered that to be a bad
Yeah.
move. But
And
now,
I mean, obviously we prefer in-person stuff, but the interview I just did about AI with the Zoom, it's with a Wilkes professor who's not on campus, so I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yes. And the interviews that we do with people that are far away that we just wouldn't be able to interview
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
everything's changed.
As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, speaking of AI, you are not even here. You are a computer generated image, and your voice was made by AI. Elizabeth
Exactly.
is not here.
I am a robot.
there you go.
Wow.
So convincing. She's going for a strip.
Ooh, this is a fun one.
I'm telling you,
Ooh,
that
okay.
a lot of the strip ones I
Are
think
the
are
best ones?
juicier.
Do your
right.
spouses / friends, etc., critique your on-air TV work? Okay. I'll
Ooh.
start.
Okay, she's gonna start. All right.
Well,
That is
my
good.
boyfriend watches every single morning at either
Okay.
6 or
I think that's
6:30.
really sweet, by the way.
It is. He's
Yeah.
a sweetheart. And he gives constructive criticism if there is some to be had, but my friends make fun of me all the time.
they really?
do.
So,
They're constantly mocking me, but they also say that I change my voice a lot on TV. I don't I think some people on television
Do-
really change their voice to try to sound like I am
Yes.
doing the news, and I hate that. So I pride myself on not changing my voice that much, but you have to project, so you have to change your voice a touch, but they constantly are saying, do your news voice, do your news voice.
That's really
That's
funny.
fun.
Elizabeth, but you bring up such a valid point. Because I get that all the time too. You act different. Tell me a career where someone doesn't put on their game face when they're at
Customer
work.
service voice.
If you're
Yes.
an accountant, a teacher, you work at Best Buy. I don't care
Yeah.
what your job is. You're a different person
Yes.
because you have to play a role.
Yeah.
Or it's a jacked up version of yourself, or it's just a more thoughtful person of
Right.
yourself.
You
You
have to
have to
exude
be
more
different.
confidence.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to be different.
And there are some days where I come into work and all I want to do is just lay in bed, but you can't do that.
You
So you have to
can't
be
do that.
on. So that's what you're saying. But I think the four of us are very good at just being ourselves, which goes
That's
with
the
our show.
Beauty of being behind the scenes.
Yeah,
I'm
you
the
guys-
same
you
gear
know,
as when I walk out the door.
No, I don't believe that. I bet you when you're in front of your colleagues, if we had a camera on you, you would act different in front of them than if you were home.
I don't think so.
T-Dog?
I don't think so
I don't
either.
think so. I think I'm the same way.
So
T-Dog's
back to
always the
the
same.
question about
Yes.
spouses.
You
or-
have a
That's an
spouse
interesting
who
one for
works
you.
here.
Yeah,
The two of you.
Yeah, you guys both work.
They
so we
critique
both
each other.
now are news anchors here, and it's funny because Rennie's not up as early, so she doesn't see the morning show as much. But she will. She'll point out different things that she does see that she likes or doesn't, and
Yeah.
has done that all through my career.
It's
And I'll do
helpful.
the same for her. And it is kind of helpful because we both know the business so much, so we're able to.
Yeah, but
Do you ever get
inf-
offended?
Yeah, I was
if
gonna
it's-
say, do you get
Not
uncomfortable?
really.
or-
and we don't really. There's not a lot of bad to point out when I'm watching her. I mean, she just started anchoring last summer,
She's great. Yeah.
and right away I said to her, "You've got this. You're
Yeah.
a natural at this." And
Yeah.
she said, "Oh, you're just saying that because you're my husband." But I wasn't, and I could be honest with her with certain things, but yeah, there's critiques here and there. Does Michael
That's-
watch?
Yeah, does he
Yes.
critique you? He does.
It's well, and the thing is, he's been with me since before I was professional, when I was in college, and so he's seen the evolution of my career, and his honest critiques have been so helpful over the years. Like I know he will tell
Oh.
me
Whoa.
honestly, does this look good? Does that look good? Are you doing this correctly? That correctly? And you need that.
Yeah.
I feel
Really
like.
do.
Because in this business, it's really difficult, and people will say things to you, but you have to have someone who cares about you enough to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Because especially with if there's an ethical concern or just like a journalistic integrity question, I'll go to my boyfriend or my parents and I'll just say, what do you think about this, as a sounding board, rather than, I mean, obviously I would go to you guys sometimes too, but sometimes you just want to talk it out with someone who knows you best and knows, no, you're doing the right thing. You're doing this right. But yeah, I will say my ex-boyfriend never, ever watched me.
Really? Good thing you got rid of him.
I
Yeah,
wonder,
just had to get that in there.
is the new guy, why does he say he watches? Because he just feels like he wants to see your work, or it's a way to get close to you because he's distant? What?
Yeah, because we do medium distance relationship, but
Right.
I don't know. I mean, the morning show is also fun to watch, so I think that helps, and I think it does. My dad watches at the same time too, and I think it does help them, give
It's
them
like
a
you're
reason to
there.
get out of bed.
Oh,
Mhm.
and it's like you're there too.
Yeah.
They want their Elizabeth by them.
Oh God.
Does Dawn ever critique? Has she
Yeah, I'm
over the
really
years?
curious.
Has she
Yeah,
critiqued you at
kind
all?
of is quiet anymore. She used to like, why'd you do that? And why'd you do this? And I'm like, it's showbiz. That's my answer.
It's showbiz, baby.
It's the perfect answer. It's showbiz.
Your role is obviously a little different
Yeah.
than most.
But I use this example for. I said, Don, I do the same thing when I teach. I become a different person because I have a purpose. My job is to entertain and inform. I can't be boring Joe that you see at home. I got to
Right.
turn it
You
on.
have to perform.
I have to perform.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
it's-
Does boring Joe exist?
Yeah, I think there's boring Joe.
There's boring Joe.
I've seen quieter Joe.
Well, the thing
Yeah,
is,
when you're
I'm
hard
like
at
your
work,
typical
yeah.
guy when I'm with all my buddies or just having fun. I'm different. And then if it's with all my friends and my wife's there, they'll say you're different. Because
You were different at the PAB Awards. I would say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I can't. Yeah,
I
because
think that's typical.
it's typical.
Yeah.
It's when you're married, if your spouse, when you go out with your friends, don't you act different than if your boyfriend is
I
there?
really don't, and I probably should.
Great.
But
My
isn't it
wife
funny-
keeps me contained more. That's what it is. And
Isn't
I
it
don't want
funny how the viewers have this image of us as the honored personality? And I get it, but we joked about it this week where you showed a photo of me kayaking and it was my bare feet, anchor feet.
anchor feet.
And we
Yeah,
joked that
was
I'm
the
still
bit.
wearing the shirt and tie while kayaking because people have just this set image of Jon Meyer news anchor.
Yeah.
You're an anchor.
That I am dressed up all the time.
And you never have bare feet.
And so when I go to Garrity's wearing a shorts and a t-shirt, wow, you look so different.
Yeah.
In person.
That's so funny.
That's the way I am all the time.
This really reminds me of something I haven't told you guys about before. My friends and I have this thing where we decide that everyone in this earth, every single person, is either clean or crusty.
What
And
do
it
you
has
mean?
nothing to do with hygiene. You're
Okay.
either clean or you're crusty. And immediately, John and Mindy are clean. Joe and Elizabeth are crusty. It's
What
not
does
even a
crusty
question.
mean? What
It
does
just
crusty
means you're like, I don't even know how to describe
Wow.
it. You just, you even if you're in a shorts and a t-shirt, you're clean. Like the other day, I got out of the shower and I was in a robe and a turby twist.
Oh, I saw
and I said to my friends,
crusty.
"Am I clean now?" And they were like, "No, you're still crusty. You have like
So-
a stain on your robe.
Oh, I
you have makeup
see.
under your eyes. Like
I'm
you're still
definitely
just
crusty then.
I thought I would
Yeah.
definitely be in the crusty category.
no."
Really?
Because
wanna
you're
be
a low
crusty.
maintenance
I want to be
gal.
crusty. I'll roll
No,
it
you
to the
don't.
dollar
Jon
store.
Meyer is low maintenance though.
No, but it's not about being low maintenance.
No, but
Okay.
overall, like
it's
I'll
just
roll
about
into
your
the
overall.
dollar store. I'll roll
vibe
in there
and
with Crocs
appearance.
on, stained shorts.
Yeah, like I just have my car's always dirty.
No.
Sometimes my
mine
hair's
Mine kinda is
dirty.
too.
No,
Maybe
the thing
maybe
is-
there's a crusty John
No.
you just don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
'cause
your
I'm
overall
very
vibe
organized.
is clean.
Yeah, but Joe is definitely clean.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
type
he
A.
is
Very
fastidious.
yes.
That's
I'm
true.
Extremely
Yes.
neat.
Yeah,
Maybe
way more neat than I am.
Mindy is.
I think
Maybe
I'm
you are
crusty.
on the team
Let's
crusty
go.
with me.
Yeah,
Are you?
let's go check
you're-
out each other's
you seem
cars.
really organized, though.
2006
I'm not
car.
that
You're not that
right
organized?
now. I wish I was organized, and I'm so happy you think I am,
I
but I'm
You
not.
give off an organized
Oh
vibe.
my
I
gosh,
think
I love that.
You just hit on it though. I think here's the definition. You randomly look at someone's car. That tells you whether they're crusty or clean.
Clean.
But
You
I
do have a
haven't-
clean car.
I have a
My
dog.
car's always clean.
Yeah, and Tom Williams' car was always clean.
If you looked
He's
at my
definitely
car,
clean.
you would look completely different of me.
Maybe we've
Maybe
got it
you
all
got
wrong.
it backwards. Yeah.
Maybe we've got it all wrong.
But don't you feel
Well-
good that she thought we were clean?
Yeah.
I just feel really good about that.
It's all the part
Now I have
that
to
John's
go
like, I
vac-
wanna be
now I have to go
crusty.
vacuum my car. All right, is it my turn?
Oh yeah.
strip. No, he's you got see, he's
Oh.
just ignoring it. He's
I
going
just
for the
grabbed
big
the top.
Strip.
All right, there's a lot crossed out.
Hmm.
All right, you mentioned Hanson in your weather forecast. Is it true you're a fan? Follow up to that. Were
Hanson.
you at their show here in Scranton back in the summer of 2004?
Let's do it. Come on, T-Dog. Bop.
No, this is all you.
Bop.
Are we allowed to do that on a podcast? 'Cause
Maybe
we
just
can't.
do-
The lawyers don't let us on TV.
I
so
think a
maybe on
podcast
we're
will
allowed.
allow. So Hanson is one of those groups, guilty pleasure.
No.
Like, no, I don't like buy anything by them or
The
anything, but
face on you right now, Mindy, says it all.
I would let that song play. And they seem like talented musicians.
Who's
Dude, I
Hanson?
was just waiting for Elizabeth to say who's Hanson.
Who's Hanson? Bop.
You don't know Mbop?
No.
Oh wow, I didn't.
I think they're
that
one of the
long
first-
ago.
Oh,
I
maybe
think they're
it
one
was
of
a
the
long
first
time ago.
legit boy bands
From
because they had a
what-
little
like
bit
what
of an
year?
attitude.
Well, she said the
Yeah, what year
email
was it?
said it was 2004 was the concert in Scranton. So
They were pretty big in the
I
early
was-
mid 2000s.
I was
Hanson, you
8.
should know
She
them.
was just a kid.
Yeah, but you
But-
should know.
Yeah,
Hanson.
she would have liked Hanson
They
as
were
an 8-year-old.
3 young boys.
But they were
long
talented
hair.
musicians.
They were.
And
And they
Google.
They didn't have like a cutesy
No,
look. They were like, I thought, just because they were young, but they were good
but
musicians.
it was kind of annoying pop too.
It was annoying pop.
It
No
was
And
doubt.
it got
Definitely
stuck in our heads all the time.
Bubblegum.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's
And I'm
I
a sucker
can't-
for a lot of. I still love the Archies. Sugar. You
Well,
can't
I
turn
love
that song.
Yeah,
I
that's a
love-
good
I
one.
mean,
I can't turn certain songs off, and I'm going to
Yeah.
throw Hanson into that group. But I would never see them concert or buy anything from them. No.
How about a Hanson tribute band?
No. I don't even know any other songs besides
I
Oomba.
don't think there is a Hanson.
All right, T-Dog, I think we're back to you.
Oh boy, I missed the last round. That was fine with me.
You have a great voice. Anyone ever tell you that?
No.
You should be
You
the
know,
WNEP.
That's
start
not
doing
true.
some
You
of
should
our
be
own
our-
stuff.
Well, he has his own
Oh,
podcast.
I got a ripped one
Oh,
here.
that's right, Tito. You
We're
have your
gonna
own
get to that.
podcast.
Yeah,
Love
we
the
have to
creepy
get to that.
side of NEPA.
Oh, I gotta piece this one together.
You need some tape or glue?
Why do you keep repeating the commercials over
Oh, this could be
and
good.
over,
Why are you saying
I like
over
it was
like
like
that?
over
over and over to
That Jordan's
Yeah,
one
Jordan's
is very
is-
annoying.
We hate. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
What is the Jordan's one? Is there? I
that
don't
was
know.
a
We
tough
have-
one to read.
We have no control over that, unfortunately.
I think they know that. We have no control
No,
over
we
the
don't.
I know,
commercials.
but it does get annoying to see the
Yeah.
same.
Who
What is
does
the
control
what is
that?
the Jordans?
Does
one?
anyone
I
in
don't
this
know.
building
It's-
control that?
I don't know if it's
I don't
controlled
think
here
I've
in-
seen a Jordan's commercial.
It's on all morning long.
All morning long,
Jardians.
Jardians.
Yeah.
It's a medical. It's a drug.
Oh,
Commercial.
oh, okay.
And they dance around and they wear blue and yellow and they sing this song.
There's so many
Fortunately,
logos.
Here's a little behind the scenes to all of you is that when we're on the air, we don't hear the audio for the commercials.
Yeah.
It's just quiet during the commercial breaks, which I think we're really
It's
lucky.
wonderful. Yeah.
Because I notice, especially on the morning show, it's almost as certain ads run at the same time every morning.
Oh, I see. Right.
And if we heard that song or
It would
those,
drive me
those
nuts.
songs, there's lots of commercials we don't want to hear the song.
Yeah,
But-
because when I'm getting ready in the makeup room, I have our channel on, and the commercials are always the same, and I have those same slogans just on repeat on the time. For imprint, for certain.
Yes, the Flex
The
Seal
foreign
guy.
imprint
Like,
is
yeah,
everywhere. Yes, something
everywhere.
about the imprint. But they know this. If you have a plumbing store, and this guy keeps coming in buying plumbing supplies and spending a lot of money, you're not going to say don't come in here anymore. So these people are paying the bills.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
we're not
We
gonna-
get these talk-back calls all the time during political season.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Why are you wearing these political
It's
ads?
not. Yeah, we're a business.
We're a business, and I don't know all the rules, but we have to.
Right.
To balance it.
It has to be balanced, and when they buy it, we have to air it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's not our choice, and we see them all the time too. But it's
Yeah.
just it's a business. It has to make money somehow, and commercials is how it's done.
Our
Yeah.
company's here to make money. We're here to make money. It's
That's
all
the way it
about
works.
it's all about the money.
It is.
All
Are you
about
gonna
the
dig-
green,
Well,
baby.
a little more than just the money.
Well, no, but I mean at the core level,
yes,
it's all about.
that's what it is.
I'm gonna pick a strip question for you. That's it. There's your back.
Okay, that wasn't even a question anyway. It was just
Oh,
a
what-
comment.
Well, wait. I'm all right. Let's.
Oh, this is a good one. Joe will like this. You have to open up a hornet's nest and get bitten for 3 minutes, or spend 2 weeks in a jail cell with your most unliked in-law.
Ooh, that's a
Joe,
good hypothetical.
for those that don't know, Joe loves hypotheticals.
There's a
Yes.
hornet's nest here. What do I have to do?
Open it up and get bitten for 3 minutes straight, or spend 2 weeks in a jail cell with your most unliked in-law.
But you like your mother-in-law.
I
though.
actually
That's
yeah.
an unliked.
I know, but well, I'm just saying. You like
Picture
her.
all your in-laws.
all the in-laws.
Or even if it was a friend to go to jail for how long?
2
2
weeks. That's
weeks.
nothing. Getting bit for 3 minutes. That's torture.
If I knew it wouldn't cause death or some type of major health reaction,
True.
I would kind of. It's like when you eat a hot pepper. I'm taking that challenge. I'd love to rip open a hornet's nest, get bitten all over. Definitely then
For
go to
3
jail.
minutes.
if
it's
it
a
was
long
just
time.
3 minutes and
If
then
I
it's
knew,
over with.
yeah, then it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, but then you hurt for a
But
long
if
time.
the hurt wasn't there, because the hurt could last for 2 weeks. So if
Yeah.
then it's worth going to jail. But if it's just 3
2
minutes,
weeks of jail with an
Hope Randy's
in-law
not
and
listening.
so-
It might be a healing
Just kidding.
process where you get to know this person and realize you have more in common
I-
than you realize.
I don't know if I'd want
Yeah,
to be in
I'm
a
with
jail
you.
cell with someone that I really
That's what I'm
like.
saying. Even
For
to
2 weeks.
life.
For 2 weeks.
You're
You would learn
considering
a
the
lot
hornets.
about yourself.
Are you considering?
Considering
He's
the
considering.
You could write a novel.
Considering the hornets too.
I don't think the Hornets are a good idea.
I'm taking the
I'm
hornets.
with Mindy.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
taking
going to
the
jail.
hornets.
And think how much sleep you could get.
I know.
Mindy's going to
Do
jail
I-
because
You
everybody's
just
nice.
relax.
Everybody.
Do I get to wear,
Everybody's
do I
nice,
get to
even
wear
in jail.
special gloves?
Doesn't
Doesn't say.
specify. Does
How
not
do
specify.
they sting you with special gloves on?
Well, I'm still everything else is exposed, but I want to rip.
Stings do really.
They do, yeah.
T-Dog, what are you doing with that one?
Then going to jail cell.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
can join us.
Yes.
Yeah,
guys
I
are
think the
wonderful.
three of us would have fun in the
I
jail
think so,
cell.
too.
We could
Yeah,
play
I'm not-
cards.
Maybe we should avoid both.
I'm not breaking
Yeah.
open any nests.
We could learn how to crochet.
Oh,
Oh,
be so
see,
stop
this is
it.
why you're clean.
Yes.
You want to crochet.
We're gonna
do. I
go
wanna
inspect her car. She's not clean. All right, how about one more question? Then we'll promote T-Dog, and then we'll call it an end. You want to do
All
that?
right,
Sounds
sounds
good.
Time's up.
Who's
Whose
picking
turn
the
is it?
last one?
Joe's
Joe's
You're up,
strip.
Joe.
You're
Oh, I
picking
thought I just
strip.
picked it.
Yep.
I picked her backup strip though, so all right, I'm a
I
strip
do
guy.
have a towel in my back seat for my dog.
Oh, that's clean.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
not
have
really,
like
but
30 French fries in my back
that's
seat.
Do I-
because you have young kids.
Yes.
Do I have the right to read that?
You think
Yeah,
so?
but I don't want to make fun of my colleagues.
Yeah,
Why
because
do-
that's so not you.
Why do most weather people love to exaggerate bad weather news like floods, snowstorms, etc.?
Yeah, you're like the
like
antithesis of
especially
that.
on ABC. You know,
well,
they make it.
you say that stuff all the time. You have the hypometer.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
Don't
making
shy
fun
away
of
from
it
that.
though. I'm making fun of it
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
and that's
no-
okay.
be-
You should make fun
because
of it.
news sells, and that's what people do. I think they have that option to hyperbolize and make little things big things because they know it opens up eyes and it gets clicks. That's why people do it.
Yeah.
I think.
I do think here that overall our meteorologists here don't hype.
Yeah,
But I think what the viewers see a lot of times and we get accused of is because we talk about it a lot. Oh, you're hyping it. But the reality is if a snowstorm's coming of any kind, it's going to impact people. We have to talk about it on the news
Right.
because it's going to have an impact. And the number one thing by far people watch the news for
is the weather.
So if there's a storm coming, we're going to talk about it a lot. I think that gets interpreted into hype. Is that just
Well,
because
it's
we're
a slippery
talking about
slope,
it?
though.
But if you tune on some of the network news,
Network news, and
they
they
are turning every little weather event
250,000
Apocalypse.
this is a new
people in
formula
this.
where they love the 18 million Americans
Yeah.
at risk
The
from
path of the
below
storm.
freezing.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing too. Is why we cover snowstorms so extensively is because the weather impacts literally every single person. A
Yes.
snowstorm impacts everyone, whereas a fire might impact 10 people, or a hospital closing might impact 100 people. Snow impacts everyone. But yeah, I mean, the networks totally
Totally do
They
it.
turn it up
overblow
considerably.
it.
I think ours is just the repetition of making sure everyone's aware, and they take that as hype.
Yeah.
And another
Are we
thing,
gonna
I
get
think the
fired
size
now?
of our viewing area too, because you get someone that has a foot of snow and someone just have a dusting.
Right.
That's
That
true.
person with
Oh,
the
you-
dustings and be like, "What were you talking about?"
That's true.
We hear that all the time.
Yeah.
You said, an inch
There's a
to
lot of-
12 inches, and sometimes that's the
Our area is
forecast
hard to
based on the
cover
area.
because
Yeah.
it's so
all over.
wide.
It's tough to find that sweet spot where you want to give the information, not be hyperbolic with it, and just give it, but not to a point where you're trying to scare people. It's called fear casting instead
Yeah.
of forecasting. I don't know. It's a delicate balance.
It is.
You know what's not a delicate balance? T-Dog's podcast. Tell us about it.
So I do a podcast here at the station, the Creepy Side of NEPA. Basically, we just look into the creepy stories of the viewing area. People have legends, stories. People have their own stories, Honda location, stuff like that.
So yeah, you do that what, once a month, twice
Yep,
a month?
Once a month. October, we usually do a weekly then.
What's
once
been
a
your
month.
favorite so far?
We did an episode on a story called the Suskin Screamer in Pittston. There was like 20 stories on one road in Pittston. That was probably my favorite episode so far.
Wow. And so do you come into this as a believer of haunted things
Or
or
skeptic?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
believe every story, but I think everybody has one at least. Even you probably have one, Joe.
Joe's an
You probably have
anti-
one
Skeptic
thing that
ever.
happened to you that you can't explain.
You know, I'm a skeptic and I'm very doubtful of your content, but it's great content and it's very entertaining. That's all
like
I'm
when I
gonna say.
first started, I didn't think it would last. I thought maybe an episode or two for
It's
Halloween.
very
and that was it.
popular. Very, very popular.
And it
And you
gains
do
more
have a great
popularity all the time.
podcasting voice.
You do have a great
What always
voice.
amazes me in some of those stories is that you talk to some of these people and they seem like down to earth, logical, and they'll tell you a story of something they saw or experienced. And I'm just like, how could that possibly have happened?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't feel like they're making it up, and I don't feel like they're illogical. So
We had everyone on the show, from teachers to state troopers, telling stories.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep, check it out. It's worth it.
Yeah, so
Creepy
that's
Side of
another
NEPA.
Creepy Side of WNEP, and that's the other WNEP podcast,
Yep.
right?
I mean, when we started podcast, Joe, we had like 8 of them here at the station. Now it's only down to us.
We
Yeah.
are the survivors.
We're the
brother,
survivors.
yeah.
The only two left.
Yeah, we're getting thousands of downloads per episode, and that's why I'm glad you guys are
John,
tuned
maybe
in
we
now.
should start a podcast.
No,
There's
you
only
are.
two.
You're in this
I
one.
think-
It's
I
brown
know.
bag.
We're now part of one.
Are we part of this one officially?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
there's going to
cool.
be it.
If there's any awards, do we get our name on the plaque? Or
Take yes, please, please.
Somehow Joe roped me into this one.
Please.
People are on vacation. Joe's like, come on in early. It'll be fun.
and T Dog, you've loved every
Yeah,
minute.
T-Dog,
I
you love it.
guess it was fun.
And why don't we end it by
We're fun
maybe
people, T-Dog. We're fun people.
we'll all go out and get some 39-cent hamburgers.
It'd
Yeah.
be a little old. I think.
How'd it go again?
Yeah, a little hard to find those now.
Top diggity dog.
Top dog.
I love it. All right. Well, at the bottom of this video, or if you're just listening, you'll see the email. So get your questions in.
I just
for,
put it up now, Joe. So
Okay. For the next segment, it's simply brownbag@WNEP.com.
Yeah,
Brown
we need
bag
more questions.
at WNEP.com. Now, these are the kind of questions we like.
Yes.
Kind
Clearly,
of
we
s-
don't shy away from anything.
Kind of serious, kind of goofy, kind of, juicy, right? Keep them coming.
No bird questions.
No bird questions, no
And no more
compliments.
compliments.
Yeah.
No more compliments.
And what's this question? What does Mindy look like without makeup?
It's
Oh,
scary.
that's a perfect
These
question.
people see me in the morning without makeup, and I feel bad for them.
I posted a picture without makeup once, and someone commented, "Wow, makeup really is amazing."
Don't
Ouch.
read the comments.
Don't read the comments.
Don't read the comments.
T-Dog, end this with the song one more time, please.
I had enough.
He's done.
I'm done.
Wait, I never sang my Summer of the Chicken song I made up.
It's the summer of the chicken, and you have the
You
perfect
really
song.
I hope I
Here we
remember
go.
the
This
lyrics.
is
We
a
need to-
perfect place to do
John's
Here,
like, are you
Mike,
sure
Joe,
about
ready?
this?
You're ready
How
to
about
I
if
hope I
we do,
remember it.
could we do a hum or something in the background?
Okay, yeah. It's the summer of the chicken, both for me and for you. It's the summer of the chicken, haven't... Oh, wait, no, I messed up. Okay. It's the summer of the chicken, haven't you heard the news? It's the summer of the chicken, both for me and for you. It's the summer of the chicken, don't you dare feel blue. It's the summer of the chicken, everyone say cock-a-doodle-doo.
Hit that stop button.
Oh, my
Nice.
God.